Welcome back. We now have a very special lecture demonstration on Muthuswami Dikshitar and Dhrupad by Dr. Kanniks Kannikeswaran and his group. We invite Dr. Kannikeswaran to the dais and request Dr. Ramanathan to felicitate him.
Dr. Kanniks Kannikeswaran is an internationally renowned music composer, educator and scholar who is known for his sustained contribution to music and community for the past 30 years. Dr. Kannikeswaran is also recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Ohio Heritage Fellowship and the Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Madras. Thus, this session promises to be a fascinating exploration of cross-traditional musical currents. We warmly welcome Dr. Kannikeswaran sir. The stage is yours.
Namaskar. Thank you everyone for being here. And, I'm really grateful to IKS and the Ministry of Culture and to Dr. Ramanathan for having me be a part of such an important event. The 250th year of Muthuswami Dikshitar. The topic on which I've written the essay in the publication is the balance of Bhakti and Advaita Vedanta in Dikshitar's compositions. But we kind of combine the two presentations together since I'm curating this concert. So we just made it a presentation on Dikshitar and Dhrupad. So, and I'm really grateful to the artists that are going to be partnering in this presentation, which is going to be a combination of an exposition on the topic by myself as well as live singing from both the traditions. So we have two singers here. One is Vivek Sadasivam, and he's a great-grandson of Kalidakuruchi Ananthakrishna Iyer, who learned directly from Ambi Dikshitar. And it gives me a lot of joy having him here because I have a direct connection with his family. My teacher's name is Saraswati Ammal, who's the daughter of Kalidakuruchi Ananthakrishna Iyer. So he is a grandnephew of my guru. So it's very special to have him here. The second is Anant Gundecha from Bhopal. He is the torchbearer of the Dagar tradition. And his family, as well as the lineage of gurus, have been singing Dhrupad in the Dagar tradition for generations. And of course, I'm sure some in the audience would be familiar with the word Dagar, right? Veera Raja Veera, from that song, which came in Ponniyin Selvan. So that was based on Dhrupad, which goes Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. So it's the word Dhrupad gained popularity in the last few months, thanks to the featuring of this tune in the film Ponniyin Selvan 2. So Anant Gundecha. And another thing that I like to point out is that Vivek's given name is Anantaraman. Right? So we have two Anants on stage, and the word Anant means infinite. So once they get into Tanam, it really becomes an exposition on Anantam, Anantam, Anantam. So Ananta, 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 Ananta. So that's hopefully we'll get that kind of a Ananta Pravaham here. And on percussion we have Ganapati ji. So Ganapati ji is one of Chennai's well-kept secrets. He plays multiple percussion instruments and really happy he's playing for us. Vivek, could you please introduce the person that's supporting on tambura?
Yeah, on tambura we have Srimati Sita Lakshmi.
Okay. So, the topic of this afternoon is Dikshitar and Dhrupad. So, Dhrupad is an older Hindustani music tradition. So, in Carnatic music is the music of southern India, whereas Hindustani music is the music of the rest of India. And generally, when you say Hindustani music, it's khayal. or instrumental music where you hear the guts on various instruments and all that kind of stuff. Dhrupad is an older form which is usually sung by pairs of vocalists accompanied by pakhavaj. Before we get into why Dikshitar and why Dhrupad, let me ask a fundamental question. See, there have been a lot of lecture demonstrations on the musical richness of Dikshitar. Lots of lecture demonstrations on the lyrical richness of Dikshitar. And all the puzzles and things that he has sandwiched within the lyrics and so on and so forth. But when we ask ourselves the question, what is Dikshitar trying to convey in his compositions? If you just pause for a second and see, what message is he trying to convey? With Tyagaraja, the message is primarily one of the connection between Tyagaraja and Rama. With Dikshitar, it seems to be all over the place, but then there's a common current. And the common current is, you can describe it in a phrase as Shanmata Upasana. Okay? Rooted deeply in the Advaita Vedantic tradition. So, if you get deeper into it, at the surface level, it's a collection of stutis and so many devatas, addressed to so many temples. But at the deeper level, what Dikshitar distinguishes is the difference between the Atma and the Anatma. What is real and what is not real. And he makes it extremely clear in some compositions like Anandeshwarena Rakshitoham. Otherwise, he calls it out. It's all the composition almost reads like a treatise on Tattva Bodham or something like that. Or Kaivalya Navanita Mariya irukum அந்த பாட்டை படிக்கும்போது. And he echoes similar ideas in Sadhu Jana Chitta Sarasija Udayam. And he also condenses those ideas and throws them liberally onto a Notaswara Sahityam. Nityam Shuddham Buddham Muktam and all that. I mean, this is like a children's song where he imposes heavy duty Advaita Vedanta. So on that rock bed of Advaita Vedanta, he features all these upasanas and stutis. But while doing the stutis, he integrates ideas from so many different ideas, basically from so many different fields. He sources all of it from Vedanta, from Tantra, Jyotisha, and Agama Shastras, and temple traditions, festivals, the geographical descriptions of temples like tirthas and vrikshas and so on and so forth, the iconographic descriptions and all that. So it's like the essence of various knowledge systems, and particularly if you look at the description of the Tyagaraja temple in Tiruvarur, there's a board that says this temple is an illustration of the tattva of Raja Yoga. And guess what? Dikshitar calls Tyagaraja himself as Raja Yoga Vaibhavam, and that is actually written for you on a big board in the temple. So then the whole idea of the Ajapa Natanam showing the movement of breath and all that kind of stuff. So Yoga Shastra, everything comes into these compositions. So in essence, he has digested the essence of Indian knowledge systems, and he has given an elegant musical interface to share this kind of a thing. But his musical interface is extremely different from those of his contemporaries. I mean, you will not find a Deshadi Tala structure of the Tyagaraja compositions in Dikshitar at all. Similarly, the grand and slow and deliberate elephant walk like Rupaka Tala compositions of Dikshitar, you do not find them with Tyagaraja. You do not find them with Shyama Shastri. Even Sudamai later on, which came, they don't have this Gajagati kind of a thing. So you don't find the Edipu starting on anything other than the Samam in most cases. You don't have jerks in the music. So we refer to this as Gajagati as opposed to Ashwagati, which is more like a gallop. So we don't have any gallops except for the lone gallopede in the Notaswara Sahityam, Kamalasana Vandita Padabji. So given all this, there's all this talk about Hindustani music. If you read old books about Dikshitar, what they will say is, our Kasik Painadar, he learned music from some ustads. I mean, they don't use the word ustads, but he got exposed to Hindustani music, he learned Hindustani music, and those things get reflected in his compositions. Now, there is no record of his having learned from Hindustani musicians, but then there is a similarity. And what does the similarity look like? Like, if you just listen to Dhrupad and then listen to Dikshitar, how is it going to sound? So let's try giving it a listen.
Monitors.
Is it audible?
സംവേദിനി മുരളി വീണ ഗാന വിനോദിനി सरस्वती विधि युवती जयति श्री गणेश सरस्वती विधि युवती
So, for those that are not familiar with Dhrupad, what we did was we alternated between a Dhrupad composition and two kritis of Dikshitar in Rupaka Talam. So Rupaka Talam, for those of us that are familiar with the basics of Carnatic music, is a 6-beat cycle, right? In Vilamba Kalam, it becomes a 12-beat cycle. In Dhrupad, the most common tala that is encountered is the Chaw Tala, which is a 12-beat 12-beat tala. Dhrupad in general refers to a 12-beat cycle composition, while Dhamar refers to a 14-beat cycle composition. So this similarity should be clear. And what is unique about this? Muthuswami Dikshitar's repertoire, about a third of it has compositions that are set to the Rupaka Talam or the Tishra Eka Talam. And when sung in the Vilamba Vilamba tempo, this becomes like a 12-beat cycle, which immediately gives this element of similarity. Plus the Gajagati, the slow pace of the composition, the non-jerking feel, the start on the samam, and not having syllables placed in the middle of a beat, and these are some of the elements that lend the similarity across both the traditions. I would say that the Dikshitar compositions in Rupaka Tala resonate with Dhrupad. So now, we already talked about the fact that did Dikshitar learn Dhrupad? We don't know. But was Dikshitar inspired from a tradition that is common to both the south and the north? Possibly, yes. Tattukku oru soll appdi. So it's like the syllables do not extend at all, unlike Tyagaraja's compositions, where if you take O Rangasai, it's like O, 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 Ranga. So it's like the first 6 counts are only on one vowel, which gives you infinite scope for manodharma and sangati. But because of the tight packing of syllables, of lyrics in a Dikshitar composition, there's not that much scope for manodharma. And in that respect also, given the syllabic approach, you see the similarity between Dikshitar and Dhrupad. And you also see the similarity between the Geetams, which are taught to beginners of Carnatic music like Sri Gananatha, Sindhuravarana, Kundagaura and all that. So those go back to an older form of composition called the Salaga Suda Prabandha, from which Dhrupad is derived. So there is much to be gleaned out of the older common sources which inspired both Carnatic music and Hindustani music. But what is interesting about the whole thing is that why did Dikshitar choose to have so many of his compositions in this paradigm? And what happens is that when you take a composition like Rangapura Vihara or Saundara Rajam or Parimala Ranganatham, say for example, or even Neerajakshi, which which are readily relatable in a Hindustani raga. It definitely gives the feeling that this sounds like Hindustani music. So all this is on one side. On the other side, you have the storytelling aspect of Dikshitar, where he integrates different forms of knowledge and packs them into a composition. And that's the example that we're going to look at right now. It's Parimala Ranganatham in the raga Hamir. And Hamir is different from Hamir Kalyani, so to say. The thing is, Hamir Kalyani is more like Tumani Madat, the Tirupavai. It's more like some sa re sa pa, then sa ma, andamari prayogamla varum. In Hamir, you don't have that at all. And this is Dikshitar's Hamir and not necessarily the contemporary Hamir that you hear in Khayals. But in the Dikshitar Hamir, he elegantly gives the Raga Mudra as Hamvir. Parimala Ranganatham Bhaje Ham Viranutam. So Parimala Ranganatha. For those of us that are familiar with the Vaishnava Divya Desams, the 106 Kshetras on this planet, with two which are beyond the human realm. One of them is Indalur, which is in a suburb of Mayiladurai, where Perumal is worshipped in the Sayanam, and he's referred to as Parimala Ranganatha in cognition of the Matsya Avatara, where he plunged into the oceans to rescue the knowledge which had been appropriated. So the metaphor for knowledge is the Vedas. If you imagine the Vedas as a physical object, he delved deep into the oceans to retrieve the Vedas, and despite plunging into the world of fishes and being a fish himself, he radiated the fragrance. That's why he's known as Parimala Ranganatha. So that story is captured here. Harim aprakrita kritim matsyadi dasakritim. So the Matsya avataram is also captured here. Antaranga Shayanam, that the particular Shayanam in Mayiladurai, in Indalur, is referred to as Antaranga Shayanam. Abja Nayanam, Narayanam, then Guruguha Viditam Satatam, Gunijana Muditam Satatam, Parameshwaram, Rameshwaram, my God, oh my God, and Ishwaram. So Parama Ishwaram, Ramavin Ishwaran, my Ishwara, and finally Ishwara. So that's a Gopucham that's also layered. So let us hear that in this musical paradigm, presentation paradigm, which touches upon the commonalities between Dikshitar and Dhrupad. Parimala Ranganatham. Yes. Manodharma. Yes. Uh-huh. Huh. Yes. Okay. It must have come later because we go by the oldest notation that's available. That's from Subbarama Dikshitar, that was written in 1904. There are absolutely no Sangatis in it at all. Just like Vatapi Ganapatis, where you have like 7 or 8 Sangatis today, but Subbarama Dikshitar does not write any Sangatis at all. So, like they say, the song is beautiful without any Sangatis when you sing it in this kind of a low Kala Pramana. You cannot put all those Sangatis in this Kala Pramana. Okay. Okay. Yes. Technically, there is, we cannot argue with this saying a Sangati is wrong or right or anything like that. You go with the Guru's and the Parampara's intuition and just go with it. There's nothing right or wrong about it. So, but I think it's important to acknowledge that this exists. Yeah, exactly, because we are an oral tradition, right? So we are not like Bach, we are not like Mozart. We don't just follow what is written on a sheet of paper. So, okay. Thanks, guys.
गणाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिमलरं गणाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित भक्तं पुण्डरीकवल्लीनाथं परिमलरं गणाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित भक्तं पुण्डरीकवल्लीनाथं परिमलरं गणाथं भजे। हरे प्राकृताकृतिम् हरे प्राकृताकृतिं मास्यादिदशाकृतिं हरिं प्राकृताकृतिं मास्यादिदशाकृतिम् सततं गुणिजनमोदितं सततं गुरुगुहविदितं सततं गुणिजनमोदितं सततं परमेश्वरं रामेश्वरं नेश्वरं ईश्वरं गुरुगुहविदितं सततं गुणिजनमुदितं सततं परमेश्वरं रामेश्वरं मेश्वरम् ईश्वरं गुरुगुहविदितं सततं
गुणिजनमुदितं सततं
परमेश्वरं
रामेश्वरं
मेश्वरम्
ईश्वरं
परिमलरं गनाथं भजेऽहं वीरनुतं परिपालित भक्तं पुण्डरीकवल्लीनाथं परिमलरं गनाथं भजे.
We will quickly conclude with Ardhanarishwaram in Raga Kumudakriya, and we'll have an abbreviated rendition of this composition in the interest of time. The sheer reason for presenting Ardhanarishwaram is that it's a very unique raga. Kumudakriya is not seen in the Hindustani realm at all, but when sung in this paradigm of exhibiting this resonance between the Dhrupad style of rendition and Dikshitar, Kumudakriya lends itself very freely. This is just to say that it's not restricted to the common ragas alone, like Hamveer that we just demonstrated. So Ardhanarishwaram, which is a pretty well-known song to many people. Just the composition.
आराधयामि सततं आराधयामि सततं आत्रिभृगु वसिष्ठादिमुनिवृन्दवन्दितं श्रीर्धनारीश्वरम् आर्दयाम अलङ्कार आमोद क्रिया रागनोतम् आगमादिसन्नुतम् अनन्तवेदघोषितम् आगमादिसन्नुतम् अनन्तवेदघोषितम् अमरेशादिसेवितम् आरक्तवर्णशोभितामर्दनारीश्वरम् आराधयामि सततम् आत्रिभृगुवसिष्ठादि मुनिवृन्दवन्दितं
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Anand. Thank you, Ganapati ji. Thank you, Sita. Thanks, everyone. And so the concluding remarks I wanted to say was while they're unpacking, the final place where Dikshitar spent his life is Ettayyapuram. Ettayyapuram is where Subbarama Dikshitar continued on in the court of the Maharajas there, and that is where Mahakavi Subramanya Bharatiyar lived also. And when Subbarama Dikshitar passed away, Mahakavi Bharati composed an elegy on Subbarama Dikshitar. Mahakavi Bharatiyar also made a statement in his Yamarinda Pulavarile, Thiruvellam Tamil Murakam Chezhikka Seivir. So it's like in his mind, Tamil had to be heard throughout the world. So when we read about Dikshitar's broad vision and the pan-Indian vision and the ability of his to condense all that with a broad vision, not just with the ragas of India, but also with colonial tunes, and give them in these capsules, musical capsules, so to say. Our minds are filled with an urge to get them heard all over India. Maybe not all over the world, but at least all over India. Sanskrit is a relatable language. These ragas are relatable. These talas are relatable. So what is stopping us from getting them heard all over India through cross-cultural experiences such as these? So I'm hoping that this is just the beginning, and there's already a few other people that have started singing Dikshitar compositions in the Dhrupad paradigm, and we just hope that this grows into something big. And thank you all for your attention and time.
Thank you, sir.
One second. Oh, it's not.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening presentation. We would respect Dr. Ramanathan, sir, to please felicitate Dr. Kanniks Kannikeswaran, sir, and his group.